Okay. I know I agreed to actually come after all, but did you have to tie me to a chair?
You have to watch this. You have to watch this boy band party. And that was bad.
Also, actually, this is my favorite cutscene in the game.
Look, boys.
It's
See,
not going
Jordan,
fucking hilarious.
you didn't want to miss out on this. You're their one true love.
No!
So
They're here to be your ideal boyfriend.
No!
Oh, sorry, that's.
although, okay,
Oh, sorry, that's Beelzebub.
I will throw this out. And
right.
I will throw this out there. My biggest complaint about the direction of them is I almost wish they had like slightly different pitches or slightly different sounding voices, but they all sound the exact same.
Also, hold on. This is my favorite joke in the whole game.
She's not going to fall for those cheap compliments. You tell him, eh? Eh?
Oh.
Me too, girl. Me too.
You're just
He fell for it.
pretty boys of
They're both falling for it. We gotta get them out.
So what they said about my lips.
Hold on.
What have you done to her?
What's wrong, Zook? You jealous they're not flirting with you?
I
Swooning.
think my favorite part of that whole thing is just the pause in between May saying her line and then him just going, "What have you done to her, 1010?"
It's just the realization. So yeah,
Yeah.
welcome everybody to 1010, the boy band, which we have a couple things to bring up. Number one, I don't know if you already mentioned this, but right off the bat, we're just gonna demolish them because they just stand right there. We did it. One of them's already
However-
dead.
Whoa, what was
Oh no.
It's Mom
Dumb.
and Dad.
Like any other boy band, the true evil, the manager.
Who
See, it's actually
who has multiple references to, of all things, Metal Gear Solid, and that's why I love him.
Crap. And he can mass produce 1010 members like with that flying factory thing. So now the fight really does begin.
You see, it's a
So-
it's a deep statement on the commodification of performers or something like that. Anyway, hot robot
Probably
man.
either that or it's silly. So I'm gonna explain the strategy real quick before we get on to what's going on here. You'll be listening to Neon J and 1010 sing their strategies. The main tactic is you're primarily on the defense for a lot of this fight because those shields will protect from any attack unless you can get them right in the middle of their parry or just before their shield comes back on. And whenever we come to a stop, that'll be your chance to really get some damage in, but let it be known, your main villain, your true target, is not the 1010 guys. It's Neon J and his flying factory, so...
You can even see it on the boss bar right there. Like, Neon J is taking up most of the space, whereas the others are just little pivots.
They're sort of like
camera view.
the 1010.
And-
They're
yeah.
sort of like decoys in a way, where you mostly have to avoid them and then wait till that shows.
Right.
And that's going to be your
all
target.
the
to use all your
all the
range.
damage is going to go right to that distribution machine.
Also, I do apologize.
So use all your range
I
attacks.
do apologize, but it's not really a spoiler, but for later on in the fight. Gee, that's a nice floating robot. Twould be a shame if it danced.
So you know what? While we're here, why don't we go ahead and bring up this topic real quick? Out of the two examples we brought up earlier, who would you say is the more annoying of the two, Neon J or DJ Subatomic Supernova?
Neon J.
I would say Neon J, but because it's part of the joke for him to be a little obnoxious with how wordy and how full of himself he is.
There's no correct answer to
Gosh,
this
dang it.
because they're both my husbands, and I will go to Matt for them. I'm sorry, but do not diss Neon J or DJ. I will
when
take
you say
your
go
knees.
to Matt, you mean the Matt on the floor or the Matt commentating with us right now?
Yeah, hi. Forgot to mention my actual name is Matt.
I will
Yeah.
go to your house, and I will take your
The
kneecap.
Flying Factory! Uh-oh, the Flying Factory's broken.
Oh wait,
Now they're broken.
It
They're even
exposed
more
their true
beautiful than
identities.
before.
No, they're... Thank you, Pi. It's Pi 2, we'll call it. Anyway, so I'm gonna say real quick, we have to defend from a few more attacks real quick. We have to defend from a few more attacks, but as you're gonna soon learn, we actually don't have to do too much because when we go back to the station to quote unquote get a pep recharge, it's not gonna go as well as planned as it should have. I will take this moment to bring up a fun little fact that I brought up in the last part, but I didn't bring up to Al yet. Is the hub theme of their area before you start the fight is the name of that song is Backstreet Sync.
That's
And the 90s
amazing.
kid in me loves that.
Yeah,
That's
and
absolutely
and-
amazing.
And here's the thing, these schmuck-headed idiots kept on arguing, gee, I wonder what the most
Oh, hang
popular...
on.
Hold on a second. Fangirl's incoming.
Oh yeah, Matt, it's time for their big old fangirling again. Let's see how the whole audience takes this.
WTF moment number 4.
You see, this is just proof that nobody in Vinyl City has taste.
Not even Patrick.
All right, good work. I think we're done.
Yeah, James, I don't even think any of them heard it. Darn, I hit it too well in the crowd. Oh,
Oh,
okay, hang on.
sorry.
Oh, gee.
I had fun with that.
Well, hey, you know
So-
what? You can work with that in playback.
Wait a minute.
Perhaps.
If Neon
Would be
J is their
ashamed if
dad,
my... Would be ashamed if my robot danced!
Oh god.
apparently
Look at the way
originally,
this thing moves.
apparently
got the
originally
moves.
they were going to be having Neon J. Like part of his backstory was that he used to be a dancer or wanted to dance.
Yeah.
And they said in a stream
This was gonna be
before
his big
that
standout.
they were going to have him dancing on top of the robot like he was controlling its movements, but they ran
that
out of
actually made
time.
lots of like mocap.
Aw,
Because that
that's
actually
too
would have been really
bad.
cool if like if it was like mocap.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
would make a lot of
because if
sense,
you notice, he's kind of frozen right now.
Yeah, he's an ornament right
But
now,
no,
so we'll just blast it.
But yeah, so, these schmuckheads, these schmuckheads, for some reason, they're arguing, like, gee, I wonder what is the most popular boy bands of all time, and I went, Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, and they're like, no, of course they aren't. Of fucking course they are!
Yeah.
I was gonna say like, I meant like nowadays. Like nowadays, isn't it like all about
Everybody
BTS
still
and stuff?
remembers them! Everybody!
True,
Nobody
Unless you're
remembers
too
them.
young, like-
which that
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
which bring-
yeah.
which-
Like a lot of the
which
BTS
brings
fans
up
right
a
now
good-
weren't alive for NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. You gotta remember that.
which does bring up a good point. I was gonna ask, since we brought up last part during the whole approach stage. Al, did you have a favorite boy band of sorts growing up?
Oh boy, growing up, like when I was a little kid, so I think probably the Backstreet Boys. I just remember a lot of their songs more than NSYNC. And then of course they've got that iconic music video, Everybody, which I've referenced before.
Yes.
I actually did a 1010 art piece that was based on that music video.
Awesome.
Oh, right, the
I-
Halloween one, right?
Yeah, it was for a zine.
Oh,
you know what?
and
It's
I
still
will-
one of my
Go ahead,
favorites.
James. Yeah. Go ahead, James.
I was actually gonna also ask Al real quick, like, beyond that, Al, be out here. Thank you.
Gotcha.
But I was gonna say, forwarding another question we brought up last part, Al, was there any sort of radio stations you listened to back when you were a kid?
Back when I was a kid, I don't know if I can remember like specific radio stations that weren't really local to where I was growing up at the time.
So you never heard, like, say, Radio Disney before?
I knew
I
you were
had
going to fucking
CDs.
bring up.
I had CDs for
Why?
Radio
That was
Disney.
mine.
I did
Ooh, we're ready.
listen to that like on CD.
I don't know if I can do this, but I'll
Sorry, Mayday. She's just not feeling it today.
Girl, me too.
And she's still so sad.
She just isn't in it. But
We got a bunker. We got a junker. Shakalaka bam!
I love how they're all just
I'm not-
posing
Oh.
for the end.
And I guess I can bring.
hold
and
on.
I will bring
This
this
is my
up. Is
favorite
that
album
what you're
cover.
seeing? and I guess we can bring this up, James. That yeah, I'll probably show it up here and post a little bit later. Is that there was the finished album art for like the PlayStation and other releases, but the Switch version 1.0 actually had a different album art appear.
Yep. And that's how, like, when I was playing this with Logan, I saw that, I was like, wait, I don't remember this.
Yeah, so I'll put that up just then as I was talking about. But
Wasn't it the one where they
for
like
now, we'll-
run them over with an actual car?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Then
Mayday's
she's in the
literally
windshield.
teary-eyed as all get
Amazing.
out.
Well, Zook's just flooring it. Anyway, I'm going to talk over this because that's part of the joke. Is the other thing I was going to bring up was 1010's probably my second favorite song in the game, which also is made by the same guy who did Sayu's theme, if I'm correct.
Yeah, James Landino.
The Spark the Electric, the Spark Electric Jester dude.
Oh, that
Is
was,
all the more.
Injured?
to be fair, a good handful of the composers they got for this game also did Spark.
Yeah, which
Which
just all the more.
Funk Fiction, who helped with DJ Subatomic.
Oh yeah.
Which is just all the more incentive for me to play Spark the Electric Jester because I want to. see that. But we finished what we had to do.
Let's get out of here. Let him die in peace.
I loved it.
He's just going over all these all these war stories, and then they're just like, okay, Grandpa, it's time to go to bed.
Okay, Daddy. All right.
If Neon J is 1010's dad, is the factory their mom?
Maybe.
But here's the thing as well. Like, here's the thing as well. Like, oh, hold on.
All right, Daddy Kojima, back to bed.
just stop, okay? Stop.
I also love how the 1010 guys are just like flopped there, blank-eyed.
Well, yeah, they're puppets.
They're just vibing. Just like, oh yeah, Dad's going off on one again.
Yeah. Also, Steve, I'm so sorry we didn't let you talk yet, but what is your thoughts on Neon J? Please tell us.
First off, I wasn't sure if I was allowed to say anything yet or not.
Well, excuse you.
We've been through this all the time.
Watch your words very carefully.
Sorry.
That being said, honestly, like, in spite of what you guys have been hearing for the past 10 minutes, I honestly kind of find 1010 and Neon J to be some of the more forgettable bosses in the game.
How dare you?
Also, really quick.
Where's the warrior? As I trudge through the mountains.
What are you waiting for?
Goodbye.
Darn.
Goodbye.
I can't remember where he does the Metal Gear reference, but he does one.
You mean all the exclamation points we saw when the fangirls were
That as well. That is a Metal Gear reference. I love that.
You may be thinking of dialogue that happens at the very end.
Yeah, I
of the
think
last scene, but because that's
Yeah.
maybe. But regardless, 1010's down. We are over the halfway point. Only 2 people are left working for NSR.
Oh boy.
Fortunately, they're also the top 2 people. So
Yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I mean, we stop and think about it, that's all that's left. It's like, crap.
And yeah, figurine, and we'll find all those too. But yeah, again, 1010. It's a pretty fun song, pretty fun fight. My least favorite part about the fight though is the fact that it's primarily ranged, which in the higher difficulty levels means that fight can drag if you're not good at generating a lot of notes fast.
Also,
Yeah.
Also, really quick, last thing I'll say about Jay.
Oh, hang on, look, it's Chef Lady.
Oh, there she is. And then the damage from the TV.
I've been seeing her a lot. I've been seeing her voice actress a lot in all the community little like project stuff that the team does. Ha.
Self-pay.
Very essential, by the way. And
Stop punching the TV! What'd she ever do to you?
Stop punching my TV.
I love how he calls it his TV. Like, is
I'm
it
sure
not?
he bought it.
I guess so.
all the channels and I couldn't
May, do you have
find
any
a
idea how
single
hard
news
it was to
about NSR.
reprogram a microwave to
That
act as a
said
TV?
Yep. Plus, what do you have against cooking channels? Like,
What's up with her
seriously?
hair, man?
She's also, yeah, again, she was nice.
She kind of looks like Tatiana's sister.
Okay, now you're just reaching me.
Yeah, May
just stop.
reaches a lot.
But
But thankfully, that's the end of that whole gag.
Very last thing I'll say about Neon J. They do confirm he is probably the oldest of the NSR employees.
makes
Because
sense.
because of like his whole like backstory and all that, it's pretty much confirmed he at least is in his like 70s, I want to say.
70s.
war vet.
70s?
He's a boomer.
Oh my god.
He literally
Off
talked
Pirate Radio
about
time.
being deployed in the jungle in 68.
Another special segment here.
Well, yeah,
Wow.
no, he's a
Well.
war vet. The power of
I mean,
technology. Nanomachine, son.
It's kind of, it's honestly amazing. He went from being that to having a TV for a head.
So I'm wondering what
Yeah,
happened
there's
to
a
his
whole lot of
actual head and where in there is his brain exactly? Is it just like squished and squished flat in the TV?
Apparently, apologies. Apparently he's in his 40s. I don't know why. I think he should be older
Bruh.
though. I think he
I
should
don't want
be
him to be
older
older,
though.
dude.
Not going to
I
lie.
don't want him to be
And
older.
you know what? To answer your question now, it might not even be a case where he has a brain. It's just all the members from that brain were downloaded into his head.
Playing on loop, and that's why he can't stop soliloquying about
Oh,
it.
by the way,
Exactly.
Neon is the 10th element on the periodic table, and J is
already
the
told
10th
them.
letter in the alphabet.
So even
I know,
his name
I
is
already told them all
1010.
this.
Yep.
The two of us.
Yeah, I told him about that a couple parts ago.
Yeah.
People can go back and see. I love that fact. I love that. And I
Yeah,
was like,
guess who
But yeah.
wasn't fucking here?
Not in the
We get it!
You're fine. You're fine. Everyone's okay. I will say though that I think next to Subatomic Supernova, I think and Stephen Bones, I think Neon J's voice actor has a lot of fun on the community streams as well.
Oh yeah, I think.
yeah, he does.
I think him, Uncle Ali, and then Steven are all in that Puro Gema thing that they do. It's like this gaming stream that's just all them. And then also, I believe Daphne's voice actress, Hammy, she's also involved with that.
Well, I don't know if it's a compromise, but
Huh.
That's awesome.
Because yeah, I did recognize. Yeah, because I did recognize that.
You really broke his drumsticks?
He broke his drumstick. What?
What? Oh, that's right. Because the NSR
yeah.
stuff.
Oh, right.
Because
Which
they're
one did you
NSR
pick?
brands.
Yeah.
I want her to be apologetic. I want them to be growing and her to not be so petulant.
She is really
I
like.
want to
tried.
give-
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wait, does the word petty come from the word petulant? How did I never realize that before?
Wait, does it? I thought they were like two different things, but I guess they do.
I think
count as
it
that.
does.
they still work fine.
Huh.
Hope you'll never break my drumsticks again, though. NSR or otherwise.
So yeah, that's all we have to say. Thank you, because they work. It's the
Good.
music you make. It's how you use it.
Right, like, say if you had a pair of bongos.
Do you guys notice that DJ Zam has 2 pairs of headphones on?
Yes,
you're right.
one on his head.
Yeah, and the one's on his around his neck.
Why does he need so
Why,
many
yeah.
headphones? I don't trust it.
I'm glad you noticed. You see, these are accessories.
So they look cool.
That's exactly the same.
And that leads into our sponsor of the day, Ray. What are they called?
Shadow Legend. Raid Shadow Legend.
No.
Yes,
no.
Raid Shadow Legends, the headphone.
No, what is the name of the fucking headphone?
Not
Oh,
sponsored.
Raycon.
Raycon.
That's the
Raycon,
earbuds.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, they make headphones. They make
Hashtag
headphones too.
not
Or am I thinking of
sponsored.
Beats?
Yeah.
Yeah, not sponsored. Like,
Don't buy Raycons. They're bad.
Well, we can't
That's
say
why we're
that.
gonna get sponsored anyway. Hey, we're gonna go get some more ammo and stuff. There we go. Because we're gonna need a lot more ammo because we are actually in the next part. We're gonna prep up now. We are going to be approaching probably for James was one of the hardest boss fights. But as far as co-op is concerned, it's probably one of the most co-op heavy boss fights we'll be going.
I feel like it was a boss that you have to play co-op, otherwise it's gonna be an absolute clusterfuck.
It's time for some vibe music with Eve.
Hey,
I love her so much.
Vapor waving.
I've seen her videos. She seems very.
Did you guys know that
Loopy.
there's actually
And
like a kind of, like not huge, but there is an age gap between Mayday and Zook because like Zook and Eve are around the same age. So like Zook, I think is
Like
stated to
27,
be
28.
27, 28. But Mayday in a little Easter egg dialogue with Yuruk, one of the NPCs, says that she's 21.
Yeah.
Oh,
I you know what? I didn't.
Yeah, little
I
fun
didn't know
fact.
there was like that big of a gap.
Like it's not huge, but still, that's like
But you
6,
know what?
7 years.
Yeah, that does make sense then, like in the sense of considering how close all of the city is, like the fact that as we'll soon learn later, Zook knew a number of people from school who are all over the place. That would explain why Zook and Mayday never really had any experiences in school because of that age difference.
Yeah, like they
Right.
weren't in
That
school
would
at the
make
same
sense.
time. I don't even think
Like,
Mayday
she
went to
was probably-
school.
I've got a plan.
Really?
There's to be an exhibition at
Yeah.
the gallery.
So I guess Al, in your experiences, either working on these zines or being in any group calls or anything like that with the community, is there ever been a concise or concrete explanation of how Zook and Mayday met or decided to start this band together?
Nope.
Why Tatiana
It's
keeps
a mystery.
her the CEO's right hand.
Okay.
That is not determined yet. It's not like
You ready, Zook?
I don't think there's any like info on that yet.
Zook.
It would be neat, but
Maybe they
as
can
far
explain
as
it in
what's
the
gonna go on
sequel.
here, I would love a sequel, but yeah.
Yeah.
So oh, there we go. This is it.
Ellie!
There she goes.
We've done it. The 5th one, which means. Oh, did I mention that this alligator knows how to pilot a helicopter?
Wait, what?
She's very
Apparently so.
talented.
Because now we have our fast travel.
Helicopter.
Not today, Gator. You're drunk.
Oh my god.
I don't understand why Mayday trained this gator how to fly a helicopter, but it's our main means of transportation. And yes, so
Couldn't
basically
you
for
have flown
feeding
the
5
helicopter?
time.
I don't know how to fly a helicopter. then how did you
I don't know,
Then how did you teach? Oh, never mind.
You silly Zook! I can't get a license. But no, yeah. Basically, for feeding her 5 times, we've now unlocked a dedicated fast travel system between all of the parks, so you don't have to run to each of the city intersections.
Which, I mean, is cool and all, even though I don't really find Vinyl City all that big of a landscape anyway.
And it's a fun landscape to walk through. It's cool. And you don't get lost. It's literally just a straight line from point A to point B towards the tower.
Though I guess on the bright, I guess one thing that's also pretty neat is that even like outside of the sewers, like if you approach like a telephone stand, because yes, kitties, those were a thing once a long time ago.
Okay,
you can use those to call upon Ellie and just warp somewhere else.
Yep. Oh, and as you're seeing here, this is me now. This is me after doing all of the refights for the other for the other NSR people we've been doing so far, and now we have a butt ton of fans to level up with.
Heck yeah.
Now we literally have to do all that again, with it like from start to finish, just to reach the final level.
Oh boy.
It's kind of ridiculous.
There's a lot, and I wanted to try and make it to get us to the level 3 transformables before the end of the game, but it's going to be a steep price of a hefty bill.
This is a steep bill.
But will it be worth it? Join us in the next part to hopefully find out, but stay around for one more minute because we're not done just yet.
Yeah, look at all
this
those
time.
adoring fans.
Gotta be hot in that thing, though,
Do you
isn't
think
it?
we'll
Like
find
everyone.
hype somewhere in that crowd?
I've been here.
I'm
Hello,
glad. Thank
my
you, Jen. Thank you, Hype.
friends.
I appreciate your support for my silly games. Alright, let's get out of this sewers and just leave this dude with the sunglasses.
What is he even
By the way,
doing
what's up with
there?
that guy?
Why do they just let people hang out in their house?
Oh, yeah, I was like, who is that dude?
I don't know.
Him? Gigi, was it? Isn't he your friend?
I thought he was your friend.
Why did we invite him to the sewers?
Yeah, why do
Yeah,
people
I mean,
just
I-
why do you guys just let people come into your house?
I mean, it is funny to see them actually touch upon that.
He's
Yeah.
like Basil,
Just for a brief
he's
moment.
like Basil Goose or Devil Joe. He just fucking showed up.
He just shows up, man.
Yeah, he's just there. He's just there to hang out and be with the cool people because he's lonely.
Yeah.
It's just Gigi.
Aww. So yeah. So stay tuned for the next part, as I know before we've been always doing, approach stage, then the boss. Nope. Next part we're gonna be just knocking out the entire Eve chapter.
Oh boy. Yeah. Stay tuned, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.